that notification. I told everybody, come on, come on,
I
come
see it. We're live. We're live. We're live. Hello, everyone, and welcome to HoGaSh Global Astrology. Know your planets, know yourself, or know your nation, know yourself. Apologies for the delay. We had a major technical issue. The bloody for some reason StreamYard would not load, and I literally had to create a whole new show. The ladies and I were pinging backwards and forwards on WhatsApp, and I got everything over and everything in, but we're here together. Let me just put my phone on airplane mode so we don't get interrupted. And today we are the power of three. Yes, we are three today. Now, we were five last week, so and Lena's wasn't able to make it this week, so I thought we'll just have a little bit of a breather. Yeah, we'll have just a little bit of a breather. We'll still be doing one card pulls, but we'll be able to do more full card pulls. I've got your questions up, scrabbling around, but first of all, let me introduce my guests. Of course, here to my side, I have Lady G, looking lovely in white. And in the position down under, we actually have Sheila. Yeah, Sheila of Celtic Tarot. So because it's the three of us, so we're going to go, obviously, we're going to go for our usual hour. Yeah, so apologies again for that slight delay there. But that's the first time that's ever happened with StreamYard, where none of us have been able to get in to the show. Yeah, none of us. But we can see you're all piling in now, so this is great. So what I think, let's just dive in, ladies. We'll just dive in. We're going to start off with a one card pull, but because it's the three of us, it means that we can actually kind of like probably even go into a little bit more detail than usual. So we've got questions. We've got a question about an Irish designer, and then we have got a question about Ghislaine Maxwell, an American Revolution, which I'm saving to the end. And then we got some Trumpy questions because that douchebag is up to all sorts. And of course, he's going to be meeting with Putinshka. But this question just came in, and I had to research it a bit to get a little bit of background. And this is coming from Jill. Yeah, this is coming from Jill. And she says, hello, Hoagie and fellow cosmic warriors. She says, a 33-year-old fashion designer, and it turns out she's from Ireland, originally from Ireland, called Martha Nolan O'Slatarra, I think it is, was found dead on a boat at the Montauk Yacht Club. And the boat was called Ripple, and it was New York State. Yeah, something to do with the Hamptons and stuff like that, Long Island, Hamptons area. The initial autopsy showed no signs of violence, but the police have not ruled out foul play. The full report won't be out for another 3 months. I'm wondering if you pick up anything nefarious or any other clues to her death. Her friends report that she did not use drugs. Nothing suspicious I put here was reported. And she had just completed on a divorce recently before her passing. So I thought, let's pull one card each and see what the cards pick up about this. I think she was a bikini designer and very successful, it seems. Let's just see what our cards pick up. And if you ladies, if you feel like you need to pull some clarifiers, please do. So this is the sad, tragic death of Irish designer Martha, who was found dead on a boat in the Hamptons or thereabouts. One card pull, but feel free to pull some clarifiers if you need to, ladies. Oh, very sad. All right. Oh, sorry, you ready already? Sorry. All right. After three. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, oh my gosh, look what, okay. So Lady G, we'll start with you. We'll just keep going, we'll go clockwise, and then you, Sheila, and then me. All right, so Lady G, how do you interpret your card?
Well, it looks like somebody was charging forward to do something. So someone
Mm,
took action. Yeah.
mm, mm.
It's not
Sheila?
I
Yeah.
do. I do feel like there is going to be a cover up, or they're trying to be a cover up. My first impression, I literally saw her, and I don't know nothing about this, just a disclosure, but I
Mhm.
literally saw her getting really sick to her stomach, and it felt more like, I thought for sure it was drugs, but then you said that she doesn't do drugs, then maybe it was poisoning. There's something in her system that they're going to find eventually, but somebody had she had some enemies, is what it feels like to me. I see
Mm.
her body, and it's like white as ghost, and I don't know why I get to see her body, but that's what I'm seeing. White.
Wow. 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 And then look, someone's saying here, Jared saying, Sheila, I pulled cover up too. Oh my goodness. And then someone's saying here, someone could have slipped something in her drink.
Yeah.
And oh, and what's it? Someone's saying here, and it's pronounced Mongork. Okay, Mongork. That's what someone's saying here. Now, isn't it interesting? Lady G got the Knight of Wands, which is about charging forward action.
Mm-hmm.
Sheila, you got cover up. Someone else in the chat said they got cover up. And then someone said they could have slipped something into her drink. And look what I've got here. The Ace of Cups. We know this symbolizes water. First of all, it symbolizes water. It symbolizes emotions. But she was found, obviously, on the boat, on the water. But there is literally a cup here. So could it be that maybe something was slipped into a drink? When I was looking at the story, apparently there was a man on the same boat as her, naked, who threw sunscreen. He like threw the sunscreen bottle at another boat, and he was apparently saying, "Do something, do something." So that is quite interesting. So I don't know. It's yes, it's certainly. I don't think it's straightforward, is it? I think there's something else involved here, based on just the cards that we were getting, and also as well what other people were getting as well. So yeah, I think it will remain to be seen, but I think it very interesting as well that she was recently divorced. And so, you know, there can be two scenarios that you can think of that. Maybe she took something because she was upset about the divorce, but she was a very, very successful woman, it seems. Or very often in divorces, things can get very bitter. You know, things can get very bitter. So we'll have to see, but it certainly doesn't seem clean and simple, does it, ladies? Anything else to add to that? Any more hits before we move on?
No, other than her, for some reason, and I don't know if this is going to come out. This is so weird for me, but I see her feet purple. Like her feet are purple. I don't know what that means. I don't even know. So I'm going to really pay attention now, but her feet, it's almost like her feet were dying before her body was. Don't ask me. That's exactly what I got. So I don't know.
Wow. That's very interesting. We'll have to see what emerges. And that was, of course, pretty much a cold read. I only found out about the story not too long ago. All right, we're actually gonna, on this next question here, we're gonna bounce around in Trump world a little bit. Oh gosh, I've not numbered something. 1 second, let me just put here. What have I put here? American Ghislaine. Question number 2 here. That one's 5. Oh, okay, 1 second. I need to make sure I've got here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, Trump Alaska has to be 5, and then American Revolution 6. Oh no, and this has to be 6. And then this one has to be 7. There we are, sorry. All right, so question number 2. Now, this is actually, we're going into a bit of Trump, and then we're going to do a bit of Ghislaine. So Denise Ferguson says, the DC Circuit Court ordered the Trump admin to restore a public database by Friday, accounting for all federal spending. The database ensures Trump is not defying Congress's power of the purse, thus threatening the separation of powers. Will Trump restore the database? Yeah. My God. This one, do you know what? Let's do a full card pull on this, because this is very significant. Let's do a full card pull. Full card pull. Because this will affect millions, of course, millions of Americans. And I want to see what your cards have. And Sheila,
could you read the question just one more time, please?
Yeah, sure,
I'm
sure.
trying to understand exactly what this is.
Sure. So Denise Ferguson wrote, the DC Circuit Court ordered the Trump administration to restore a public database by Friday, accounting for all federal spending. The database ensures Trump is not defying Congress's power of the purse, thus threatening the separations of powers. Will Trump restore the database? Full card pull. Trump restore. God, I don't put anything past this hideous person. Trump restore. And when we read out our cards, let's be sure as well that we name the card too, for those that are listening. Trump restore the database. And Sheila, you'll be going first on this one.
Okay. Ironically, I only got one thing that has to do with money on it, but the first that was the first one I got is the Ace of Wands. He's yielding his power. He's doing what he wants, walking around like bam, 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 bam. He wants a new cycle. He's revamping the information is what I've got. Kind of like, how can I put it? It's like he takes away the numbers, and then the numbers that come back are going to be about his ego, about a lie, about something else. I get the King of Pentacles, which is discipline and power again, but the end of their discipline and power, the end of somebody else's discipline and power. And I get the 8 of Cups and power supply. Again, I think that's one of the ways that he's stealing money or shifting money out of that. For some reason, it feels very, very thefty. You know what I mean? Like somebody, like a thief. Because I have 2 decks. My Rider-Waite one, and then another deck, also legal proceedings. So there's a huge legal proceedings that's going to be happening. The numbers are not going to jive. So the courts are really going to get involved in this. But he's going to skew the numbers. And for some reason, that bank of money, I see it out there, and then all of the coins are falling off the shelf into an abyss.
Wow.
So that's what I got.
Wow. And then I've got some more people here saying it's pronounced Montauk. God, all this, with the previous thing. So you guys just let us know. Well, you know which part of the world that we mean. And I just want to say some quick thank yous as well. So thank you so much as well to Tobiah. Thank you very much. Thank you so much to Crazy Country Girl. And thank you so much, Crazy Country Girl, again. I think Murdoch knows of a lady that has Trump's kid. Oh, that could be interesting. That could be interesting. All right, so with this, so this question, Trump and the database, and it's so interesting that I got the Eight of Cups as well, which is about leaving something or abandoning something, walking away. And in a way, because we're talking about Duck L'Orange, I think this is just Duck L'Orange just walking away from any pretense of trying to do anything lawful. I mean, because the idea was, the question was, will he give it back? Yeah, will he give back these things? But this is walking away. So there's some kind of departure. There's some kind of departure from the norm, from the standards of what is expected. I mean, I hope he does, but in a way, hasn't Trump already walking away from the power of the purse of Congress? Or haven't Congress already abandoned the ground? Really, when we think about it, just in case we weren't sure, look, we get the Page of Pentacles. Pages are all about messaging. Of course, this is messaging about what? Money, data, things, asset classes, things of value. That's what Pentacles represent. So there's messages around that. So we're here soon. In the middle, we have the smug merchant. Yeah, we have the smug merchant. So obviously Duck L'Orange and all those people around him are rubbing their hands, going goody, 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 goody. Yeah. So either way, someone is feeling very satisfied with this. We do have this element of legality here, trying, because we got the Queen of Swords, and the King and Queen of Swords talk about rational judgments. But remember too as well, I associate the King and Queen of Swords with accounting, finance, calculations. They're probably weighing up the value of everything that they've got. Yeah. And then when we look here, we get the Three of Wands, which is talking about the merchant waiting for the ships to come in. But I also associate cards like this, the Two of Wands and the Three of Wands, with imports and exports, things abroad. They may be wanting to sell that data. Whatever it is, I think Trump and his regime have got plans for it. So even if they give it back, maybe it's already harvested in some kind of way. Oh gosh, Lady G, what do you have?
Well, the outside influences, they've always struggled to get the light, to get the truth on things. And so coming into it now, those close to him are, doing the dark drama when it comes to holding on to the information about actually what's taking place. Because, again, they're trying to hang on to it because it's painful to put out what it actually is, the actual numbers. So what's going on now, if that truth comes out, it's going to nail them. So they're going to try to temper it with a new action, a new skewing. The challenge is to get this out. But again, it would be a nightmare, and they would find out a loss with what he's doing. And so outcome is struggling when it comes to get them to share it moving forward. So, they may have a legal battle, some sort of a sidestepping again, wrangling, not to put it out, justification, drama.
It's just outrageous, isn't it? I mean, there is just nothing good about this regime at all. Someone here is just asking a question, and Spirit Animal says, where's Dr. Lena? Hoagie, you should have brought out the guy from Tarot by the Bay. Lena couldn't make it this week, and remember that was actually stated on last week's show that she wouldn't be here. And Tarot by the Bay is coming back, but I've scheduled people in. So remember as well, these are people who also have very busy channels, and they're not just can't just come on, you know, this show at the drop of a hat. So because we had on 5 on last week, I thought we'd just have a quieter show this week, because obviously we're going to have busier shows in the future. So that's why, folks. But remember, Lena did say last week that she wouldn't be here this week. So, all right. So anything to add to that, ladies, before we move on?
Nope.
No, all good. All right. So, yeah. So basically, it's all about cooking the books. You know, I mean, what else? The usual lying. And for me, why is this all tolerated? I just, anyway, right. Okay. The next question that comes in is from Jerry Geld. Yeah. And it has this very, very simple, nice and simple and straightforward. Thank you. She says, Ghislaine Maxwell has apparently been approved for work release in the community.
Yes, that is a true statement. Yeah, she's no longer a person. She got the exact same deal as Jeffrey did. That was exactly the same deal as Jeffrey did.
You know, I did a reading on Ghislaine Maxwell when all of this stuff was going on. You know, when she was going to meet, you know, with the Justice Department and all this kind of stuff. And I pulled cards on her, and she got the 6 of Swords. I said, guys, she's moving to smoother waters. I said her circumstances are going to change. And I said, eventually, she's probably even going to end up coming home. But I said, whatever her situation is now, she's going to be leaving it. What, 2-3 weeks later? Oh, my goodness. So the question here is, what impact will this development have on F45's Epstein saga? So what effect, Ghislaine being approved for work release, what effect will this have on the Epstein saga? Oh my God. Let's just do a full card pull, because it's just the 3 of us. I want all your talents, ladies, out and about. And technically, I think it's me. I have to go next, isn't it? Oops. It might take me a little while to pull. What effect will this have on Ghislaine? Oh, madness. Absolute madness. Let's take a little look. Typical. All right, it's my turn to go. Gee whiz, let me just say some quick thank yous before I start this reading. So thank you so much, Millenord, thank you so much. And then thank you so much as well, Phyllis. Thanks so much. Right, look at this. The interesting card, the middle card is really, really interesting because I've mentioned it already, but here we go. So the Ghislaine Maxwell, what is this all about? How will this affect the Epstein story vis-a-vis Trump? We see here we've got the 2 of Pentacles. This card can talk about money and finances. So I think there is an element of money or contractual agreement here that's been settled. But let's not forget as well that here the juggler, the jester, is juggling these 2 coins, and you have the stormy seas in the background. This can talk about trying to rebalance, recalibrate something, but it's not in that quite benevolent way as in with the Temperance card. This card can also talk about manipulation. So it's a manipulation. They're trying to they're trying to change the political discourse, the political weather, maybe make it more about Ghislaine rather than Trump. If we look here, we got the 8 of Pentacles, which is the card of studiousness, working hard on something. I think this is the Trump regime trying to work really hard to try and kind of please Ghislaine. Whatever she has said to them, would be potentially devastating. So the regime is trying to literally juggle things and work hard on her behalf. And then look at the middle card. Six of Swords. Do you remember how I said she got the Six of Swords when I read on her last? Moving to smoother waters. You can see she's going to keep moving to smoother waters. I think eventually she's going to be sent home. This is how I always felt it would be. I felt that this was her conditions. I think she said to them, for my silence, you got to move me out of this secure facility. I want better food. I want a better life. And eventually I want to go home. You either change my sentence, excommunicate, or you do something. But look, she gets the card again. Then the card after this is literally Ghislaine, because it is the Queen of Pentacles. And of course, we know it's a feminine archetype card, but it often can talk about women with dark hair. This has to be Ghislaine. And look, she's there with her coin. She's cushy. Yeah. She's now in a low, I mean, you can't make it up. She's now in a low security detention center. And she's now going to be doing what? Work in the community. And then look at her outcome card. She gets the sun. It's like she is literally out in the sun, out in the gardens, doing whatever it is that she wants to do. And she's got full enlightenment and disclosure. So whatever it is, she's played a blinder. And it looks like she's got this administration working for her rather than her getting her due. Oh, Lady G, what do you have?
Well, the outside influences, of course, the abuse of power when it comes to the investigations and overturning it, of course, stalling it. So going into it, we've got the nightmare scenario when it comes to the dark government and what they're holding on to, what they want her to hold on to. And so the energy coming into it, of course, is the dark deeds when it comes to opening that path for her and working on it.
You get Eight of Pentacles.
Because she knows the truth. And they don't want that to come out. So they're doing the deeds by the dark of the moon. The challenge is, though, this is an emotional issue. And they're figuring out the next move when it comes to the drama. All of those lovers involved in the Epstein thing. Outcome, we have an agreement about things being tied up mentally and rapidly where it's going. So yeah, people aren't happy and they're, we see what he's doing. I mean, yeah, there's going to be more revolts with people in agreement that this is nonsense.
Gosh, you just can't make this stuff up, isn't it? Sheila, what cards do you have on this Ghislaine Trump debauchery? Yeah, go on. What do you have?
Well, I do have to mention that there is a few cellmates of Ghislaine Maxwell in her last prison that are talking and saying, hey, she told us everything, kind of a thing. Like she had, yeah, they're out there going, yeah, she said that she has dirt on him and stuff like that. So there's that too amongst the drama as well. I also got the holding on to the information, holding on to what you have. She literally can take Trump out. Not literally. Nobody's going to get hurt here. Stop. But she literally could have just ended who he is and what he is doing at this moment. So whatever information she has is so powerful and so big that it's big. But then again, she didn't want to get any more time because she has some self-imposed problems of her own. And they are accomplices and partners in crime. So in order for her to have told his dirt, she would have had to add to her dirt. I don't know if she can get double. I don't know if she can get charged again for additional stuff, but she was really, she's like, I'm involved in it. So that's the reason.
She can't be, Sheila. Do you remember she got that agreement where double jeopardy and whatever, like she got whatever she gave in her statement
Immunity.
could not be used against. She got immunity.
She did to get immunity, and that she did get an immunity, but that's normal. That's a normal thing for anybody that goes in and asks for something about somebody else. She got the immunity thing. Normally that works out. However, what she has would have gotten her in trouble too, I guess is what the cards are saying. So I got the Queen of Wands, the vigilance of her, the absolute vigilance of her. And she was afraid of being taken out.
Yeah.
She was afraid of being killed.
What was the other card? Sorry, Sheila. That other card, death. Wow.
Death.
Okay.
She was afraid of being hurt and taken out because of what she knows and what she's did. So she's playing her cards from number 1 to get out, and number 2 to stay alive. Whatever your life has for you. And I have the King of Wands, and then she's getting out. I said this before when they moved her to Texas, that they were judge shopping. Okay, so I have the judge, the King of Wands, right there, and in here it says independent. She wants to be independent and out, and I have legal proceedings. So Trump is trying to tamp down this Epstein thing, because when she gets out, everybody will hopefully have forgotten about it. And so that's the grief. But what's going on is he's not getting what he wants. He is still in the grief of and regret of what he's doing and how they announced him it and stuff. And then I got the Ace of Pentacles. Something more money's coming. Either she's gonna get more money, there's more money coming to somebody. Either she's paying it to him. I bet you anything Trump pays her to get out of when she gets out, and she's gonna go, yeah. So they're all intertwined. I don't know, maybe we should kind of like follow that energy and see how Trump's base is really feeling about him. I don't know if it's good. Because
one thing they're doing in Fox, I actually heard one of them saying, well, Ghislaine could be innocent.
Yeah, they're trying to purport her as a victim.
Yeah, she's a victim and she's innocent.
Yeah. Even though we know from her trial that the victims got up there and said how she recruited them. She found them. She brought them to him. But
she was instrumental in all of this. She was the headhunter, literally the headhunter, the recruiter.
But they can spin it like Jeffrey had control over her too.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
God. This is just so despicable, isn't it? It is just so utterly despicable.
And if she goes home to England, I hope they terrorize her, to be honest. If she goes back to the UK, I hope they hold her socially accountable.
No, it's just astonishing. But if the thing is, if she gets pardoned or excommunicated or what have you, then when she touches on British soil, she will technically be a free woman. That's the thing. And of course, the charges were brought in the United States. So if she were to touch British soil or anywhere else, she wouldn't even necessarily have to return to the UK. She may return briefly, but she's also got connections in France as well. She can speak English, French, and I think another language. She could just easily move to a family estate at some chateau in France and live an anonymous life.
Yeah.
That's what I would see for her.
My cards are saying that she is going to get either a pardon or her sentence commuted to time served, and then she's heading. She's freedom. That's how powerful the information she has against Trump.
Yeah, because I mean, we could see. Look at the cards that she got. I mean, my card, she got the Sun as the outcome card.
Yep.
The Sun. You know, gee whiz, shit, whatever it is that
thinks about that.
Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look at that. Yeah, let's take a look at that. How will this sit with the base? Let's just put this. How will this, and we'll do one card pull. Sit with the base. If they still even got a working, oh my God, it's just so disgusting. All right, let's just see. Are they going to buy the propaganda? Let's see. How would this sit with the base? This is just, yeah, go on. Go on.
I have to tell you, there's a little funny thing going on here in the United States where it said, let me find the exact quote so I don't get it all wrong. It says right here, it says, thank God the military is being deployed in Washington, D.C. The other day, there was a pedophile sitting on the roof of the White House.
Right. We're gonna be talking about that as well. That's coming up. Oh, okay, are we ready? After 3, this is, how is the base gonna respond to this BS? Yeah, after 3. And it will be, I read first on that one when it's, so Lady G, you'll be reading your card first. All right, after 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look, okay. All right, Lady G, how do you interpret your card and what is it?
Well, I've got the World card, so I think that, you know, this is not just here. I think this is overcome in the whole world, and they've got their eye on her. I don't think they're going to buy the BS, you know, about her.
Yeah, yeah. Well, Sheila, how do you interpret your card?
Well, I got trapped. I mean, they're trapped in their own thinking. They're trapped. Where do they go if they can't, you know, support Trump? Where do they go? And in their ideology, they are so trapped because they can't shift their support to someone else, because then they feel like it's betraying their Trump or the words that they have been saying for the 5, 10, 15 years that we've been dealing with this. I think it's less than 10, but you know, what we hear call in the United States now, the triple T's, the ones that have voted for Trump for all 3 times, we have zero respect for the triple T's. That's what they're being called now. So if you wanted some slang here they're called the triple T's.
Gosh. All right. Well, look, my card here is pretty self-explanatory. The base gets the devil. Yeah, of course they do. This card, you can't really ever put a positive spin on the devil. The devil is just the devil. It just goes in increments of badness, really. But really, one of the ways I interpret this card, this deals a lot with, I associate a lot with mental and emotional disorders. I often associate this with like bipolar, schizophrenia, personality disorders, psychopathy, pathologies, sociopaths, psychopaths. It's that kind of thing. Here, what we see, of course, is that the man and the woman here are chained. Doesn't show it so much on this one, but traditionally with the devil, with the chains of the devil, they are loose. The man and the woman can easily take the chains off. They are not wanting to take responsibilities for their allegiance to the devil. So they're saying, oh, we can't remove these chains. I think this is talking of this false sense of loyalty that you're talking about, Sheila. Yeah. This sense they are just so attached to Duc L'Orange and his evil doing. They've become identified. Obviously, yes, some are outraged and some are be like, this is just ridiculous. But there is still this hardcore of the hardcore that will just bend themselves in pretzels to justify whatever is said to them, because they themselves are that damaged. They are that damaged. It's like they have become the devil. They have identified with the devil, and it's this pact. It's like this pact with evil. And they will do, some of them will just go along with whatever. It's like they've lost their soul. It's like they've lost their soul to the devil. That's all I can say. I just think it's just tragic. It is ridiculous, and it's not sustainable. Anything to add to that?
Well, there is this saying. I'm so sorry, Lady G. Were you going to say something? No.
No.
There's this saying, you always know a Trump supporter because you can watch them in real time lower their standards to follow him. Lower their moral standards just to follow him. You can see it in real time where they have to drop their standards even lower and lower and lower. That's how you know you have a true MAGA Trump supporter.
Yeah. And you know what? Let's get Shakespeare's spin on this. Let's see what Shakespeare has to say about the rust. These type of MAGAs that have just sold themselves, sold their souls. They have like with that card, they have literally decided to twin with the devil. Who read last week? I can't remember.
Last time, so it is definitely Lady G.
Lady G. All right. So the routine. Tell me where to stop, and this will be the bard's opinion of the rusted on Trump supporters that will not abandon him, even though he is in with evil.
And stop.
Oh, I think it was here. Wow. Look at this. All right, this is really interesting. When you think of everything that we said, this is what the bard has to say about these rusted on MAGAs. And this is from Henry V. Said, "Thou art sick in the world's regard, wretched and low, a poor, unminded outlaw sneaking home."
How does it get so perfect every time? Oh my gosh, they do have to sneak their little self home because everybody can see them.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. You have to read that again. That was perfect.
Yeah, I'm going to read it again. So the bard's take on the rusted on MAGA, the worst of the worst, sticking with the devil, basically. Thou art sick in the world's regard. So the whole world can see that they're sick. Wretched and low, a poor, unminded outlaw sneaking home. I mean, it's everything.
Yeah.
Isn't it? You are sick in the world's regard. The whole world can see that they're completely sick. They are wretched and low and a poor, unminded. Their brains are gone. Outlaw. Many of them were what? The felons that attacked the Capitol and got pardoned, sneaking home. Now they've got their faces covered and a lot of them are working for ICE. Yep. Wow. And then on the next page, King Lear, it says, "From the extremest upward of thy head to the descent and dust beneath thy foot, a most toad, spotter, traitor." They're betraying their own country by supporting him. And the world knows it. Everyone knows it. Wow.
Everyone knows it. We watch it in real time, how they betray their country. They betray themselves. I have zero compassion for them anymore. I used to feel sorry. I'm like, oh my gosh, what they have to do. What do you have to give up in order to follow a man like that? But now they know. They know full on what they're doing. Mainly because we tell them about it, but they know. And so, yeah.
Sad, isn't it? It's just tragic. It's a tragedy. Let's do so we're going to do one card pull. This is going to be Trump Kennedy Center Awards. We're going to be talking about that. Then we need to do a full card pull on Putin, Alaska. And then there is a question which I must read out, which is about potential American revolution. And I didn't read it out last time. So let's do, in fact, Actually, ladies, which would you prefer to read on the Kennedy Center or Trump, Washington, D.C.?
What are we doing with the Kennedy Center?
This one here, the question here is, this is Denise Ferguson again. It says, Trump has announced he will be hosting the Kennedy Center Awards in December. He was 98% involved in picking the recipients, such as Sylvester Stallone and Kiss. He stated the others were too woke. How will this event turn out, especially with Trump's health? Yeah, so there's that.
Well, maybe
and then
we can make that for when it gets closer, because you know things.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Good point. Good point. So in that case, let's then move on to here. We've got here, you know, there's this stuff in Washington, D.C. We can do a one card pull on that. Yeah, we've got enough time. We'll do a one card pull on this. So Nick Minx has asked, wow, completely forgot. What do the cards show for Washington, D.C. now that Crumpy has sent in the troops? Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll read Trump, Alaska, Putin, Alaska. That's important. Full
that he
card
can't
pull.
even remember he's going to Alaska when his little thingamajigger, when he was announcing the DC thing, he says, I'm going to Russia. I'm going to Russia. And we're like, are you going to Russia or are you going to Alaska? What are you doing? He's such a wackadoodle. He is literally a wackadoodle. Okay, I'm sorry. I get passionate.
No, he is. He is. All right, so one card pull. What do the cards show for Washington, D.C. now that Crumpy has sent in the troops? So what's the energy there? One card pull. And Sheila, I think you'll be first on this one. All right, after three. 1, 2, 3.
Surveillance.
Oh, look at your card.
Surveillance.
Oh. How do you interpret your card, Sheila?
Surveillance. Well, surveillance is a lot of things. They're going to be watching. They're going to be taking notes. They're going to be taking some data. They're going to. It's like a reconnaissance mission. Where is the best that they can put this? Where's the best that they can put that? Where are they going to do this? Where is the? It just came to light to me what they're actually doing and putting. Where can we be? Where can we best put our military equipment? It just literally dawned on me right here and there. Sorry, people. That's like a horrible worst scenario. But once I got that card, that kind of set it for me. Go ahead. What else you got?
Yeah. So for me, I've got the Hanged Man, and we know that the Hanged Man is not a fast card in the deck. Yeah, it's not a fast card. The positive association can be like this enlightenment here, yeah, or seeing things from a different perspective. Or you can literally interpret this as stringing things up. They just want to string things up. They just want to tie everybody up with the surveillance, with the police. And it's like they want to tie up DC so that he will be like a fortress. That's the sense I'm getting. Trump wants a fortress, and that ballroom and all that shyster stuff he's got going on, I think, is part of it. Lady G, how do you interpret your card?
Well, I got The Strange Loves of Martha Ivers, and in this story, you know, just absolutely heinous in the end what she was doing, and it was just sneaky, underhanded, yeah.
Not good.
Underhanded drama.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All right, we're gonna move on to the next question. Lady G needs to leave her seat for a minute. Let me just say some more thank yous. Thank you so much, Susan. Thank you so much, Joanne. Thank you so much, Paula. Databases are out of style. Who needs them? She says. Well, you know what? They may be out of style, but they are very, very useful things. Yeah, everyone needs a database. Absolutely, Sharon. Well, first he'll lie about it and then make up the database info when returned. Yeah, that's a really good point. And thank you so much, Spratch. Thank you so much, Bailey, and thank you so much, Foggy, much appreciated. Oh my God. All right, now this is going to be a full card pull, ladies. I want your full talents on display. And I just want to say as well, we have 2,376 of you with us here right now. So thanks so much for joining us. Thanks so much for your donations. Thanks so much for your questions.
Lena is off having fun. Somebody else asked about Lena again. Lena is off living her life and having fun without us. That's what she's doing.
Lena had a prior engagement, which she mentioned last week, and we said last week that she wouldn't be here. So, and because we had a 5-person show last week, I thought we'll just keep it nice and simple with just the 3 of us. Please be sure as well to like and subscribe and share and press the bell notification to help the channel grow. Let's see if I can get to 30,000. That would be really, really nice. Okay, so let's look at, so this is Trump, Putin, Alaska. Full card pull, because this is extremely consequential, and I want to see what your gifts bring out, ladies, what you bring out in the cards. 2 people asked about Alaska, and there may have been a 3rd. First one, Denise Ferguson. Will the meeting on Friday between Trump and Putin include promises of land and water rights in Alaska? So that's one thing. And then Nick Mink says, Dumpster and Vlad are set to meet in Anchorage on Friday to discuss Ukraine. Do the cards show what the outcome will be? Yeah, and she asks, will the smug merchant appear? So essentially, what will be the outcome of that? And will it likely include, will the meeting on Friday between Trump and Putin include promises of land and water rights in Alaska? So let's see, what's the energy of that full card pull? This Friday meeting, Anchorage. And you know why he said I'm going to Russia is because in his mind, someone obviously told him that Alaska used to be part of Russia, but because he can't filter things anymore, it comes out that way. That's why. I can't remember when it was signed over, but 18 something, wasn't it? Trump, Anchorage. Trump, Anchorage. Putin. Trump, Putin, Anchorage. Trump, Putin, Anchorage. Trump, Putin, Anchorage. Does it mean I'm going first now? Ah. Wow. Do you want me to go? I think
Yeah,
it's isn't it? Okay. All right. Trump, Putin, Anchorage. Yeah, look at this. God, the cards really do say it all. If we look here, they're supposed to be discussing Ukraine, but look, we get the 5 of Swords, which is all about what an abuse of power. They are not going to try to be fair to Ukraine at all. Yeah, it's just going to be some other form of exploitation or how they can abuse their power. I think Trump, even though he's trying to appear tough, at the same time, you know, it's just going to be abuse of power by both of them. Yeah. If we look here, though, Trump does have a tricky decision to make. Putin does as well, but I think this is more on Trump because remember, he said, I'm going to end the Ukraine war in day 1. Yeah. Here we have the 2 of Swords, which is about making decisions, but it's often about having to make a decision that you don't want to make. Trump knows he's got almost no credibility on the world stage, so he's going to have to try and look strong in some kind of way. He's going to try and need to look tough, but he knows that he's not. Yeah, and that's why the blindfold is on. If we look here, though, we do have the Strength card in the middle of the reading. So someone's going to be digging deep here. I don't think the strength will necessarily be coming from Duck L'Orange because we know he's so compromised. This to me is probably more like Putin. Yeah, I think Putin is seeking to strengthen his hand. And if we look here, there is the victory card. So in these in-person talks, I would like, if I could wave a magic wand, I would say it would be Zelensky. But really, what are the odds that it's going to be Zelensky? The only one who's going to be coming more triumphant out of this is likely to be Putin, because Putin plays Trump like a fiddle, as we all know. But look, there's something here about money. And I think if they do reach an agreement on Ukraine, I have a feeling it's going to be to do with sanctions. And I think Putin is going to basically try and strong arm Duck L'Orange to get victory on ending certain sanctions against Russia as a kind of reward for some kind of deal, which may look strong on the surface for Ukraine, but really I think it's more about the backhanders and monetary contracts. I think this is more to do with economics and trying to help out Putin economically. That's my hit. Lady G, how do you interpret your cards?
Well, the reading's about things up in the air when it comes to looking deeper into an agreement. So the agreements are not going to work out well. The energy coming into it is, again, very painful, something hidden when it comes to balance and justice of anything. We have the push and pull of this when it comes to some sort of a big monetary happening going forward. The challenge is not liking where he's trying to distance from the White House and what he should actually be doing. The outcome is a big burden, of course, coming from the dark drama, and a message that's going to come out, monetary message or something concrete that he's going to be amping up.
So you're getting money as well. Sheila, how do you interpret your cards?
Well, I've been sitting here trying to ask, for extra information about my cards and what's going on, because the first one up was Hangman. And the Hangman has a lot of things, and I'm going to read a few words that are underneath the Hangman. Is that transition, the surrender, the retreat, are some of them, with a new perspective, of course, the letting go, something along that lines. And then I got running away. And at first thought, is Trump even going to show up? Is Putin going to show up? I'm like, yeah, they have announced it. Why wouldn't they each show up? But something, somehow, some sort of something, and this literally could lead to Putin going, I am not stopping the war for you. He has no interest whatsoever of stopping that war, because, but there is a burden on Trump, and he needs money.
Yeah.
And I thought, is Trump literally going there because he's been siphoning and stealing the money from other places? Is he literally going to give him money? I don't know. But there's something in the devil working it up. The devil, of course, we all know it's evil, this, that, and the other. But the unpleasant people in the unpleasant situation is also talking about the devil. Mm-hmm. So the unpleasant situation, with the unpleasant people, the addiction of it and all that, the addiction is revenge. They have a common soul contract with each other. Revenge. Sounds great. Wonderful. Here's where I'm starting to get worried. I hope that they put Zelensky in an extreme secure place, because the constant vigilance. And I got this word, suicide, and I'm like, oh no. So then I pulled another card. The next card was homicide. I'm like, there's something to be done about this. So what is it they're really, really doing? The love affair between them is legit. I have intervention. It looks like they do get sidetracked. And I also don't feel like Trump is going to be doing the talking. Stephen Miller came into when I was asking what's going on. Stephen Miller. So Trump is he really is bonkers. He can't carry a conversation, really. So he's not going to be really doing any of the maneuvering, but I think Stephen Miller is. And I don't know, I can't, it's like that information is right there and I just can't get it. But whatever their meeting is, it's not what they're saying.
Yeah.
And I have a feeling that he's gonna sneak some money over to Putin.
Right.
You owe me. You owe me. You
Indeed.
owe me.
Indeed. Let's quickly try, because the time has gone so quickly, but let's try and squeeze in one more, because this person asked me the question before and it didn't get into my previous show, and I want to quickly get in now. One card pull, and this is coming from Barbara. She says here, hi HoGaSh, I see that you have a lot of questions tonight, but I was wondering if you can fit my question in from yesterday in tonight. And she says, do you see America having a revolution in 2025? A one card pull would be okay. Thank you for all you do for us, the Americans who follow you. You help us more than you can ever know. Oh, thank you. So let's do this. Let's do one card pull. I'm not going to prejudge it. I can see something like that. And I've got an idea of when that could be, but let's just see what your cards, oh gosh, what the, look at this. Wow.
Can you repeat the question one more time? I'm sorry.
Yeah, it says, she says here, hi HoGaSh, I see that you have a lot of questions tonight, but I was wondering if you can fit in my question from yesterday in tonight. Do you see America having a revolution in 2025? And there's 2,511 of you here. One card pull, because we're already over, so we'll squeeze it in. All right.
Well, we have 20 minutes that we didn't start, so I don't know if you're counting.
Oh, true, but we've still gone for the hour. We've still gone for the hour. Okay, all right. After three.
You're right.
After three. 1, 2, 3.
Imprints.
Wow. Okay, so the question, like revolution, stuff like that. Who's going first this time?
I think it's Lady G's turn.
Right. Okay, Lady G.
Well, I think there's a lot of sharing and we want a lot of healing. And I think we're ready for a revolution to, get things right. I'm not talking about, guns and that type of thing, but making massive changes to heal America.
Wow.
Yep.
Yes.
And I think my card really goes with Lady G's, because in her card it's exchanging, not fighting. If she would have gotten the fighting one, but it's exchanging, and I got temperance, balance. Yeah. So it's somehow at some point we're not going to fight each other, but what we are going to do is come to the table and actually sit down and have a conversation of some sort and get some things done, because temperance comes in and says, let's agree on something and let's start agreeing on others. That's what temperance does to the whole world, to any situation. So yeah.
Very interesting. And for me, just to kind of wrap up, look, I get the Page of Wands. Pages, again, are all about messages. But guess what? We know that the Page of Wands is also the orator. It can also deal with young students as well. This is talking about passionate voices. You'll notice that we didn't get any violent cards show up. We didn't have any towers, any death, any bombastic. We didn't get the Knight of Swords, for example, which really could show like a conflict. I think this is more about a revolution and agreement of people saying the insanity needs to stop. And I think this is where people realize that they have more in common than they don't have in common. And also as well, just, there is this this card fell out, which is, of course, is the trying to get away with something card, or the stealing card. But this card also as well is associated with cunning. I associate this card with cunning. So I think this is the backdrop of those that are in power who are keep on trying to get away with stuff. But it's almost like the people come together, and in October 19th, I've just remembered, Jupiter will become exalted in sidereal Cancer. and Jupiter is the planet of enlightenment. And I think by October, this is when the masses, not the rusted on of the rusted on MAGA, but I think this is when everything reaches a point where everyone just goes, enough. We can't do this anymore, you know, economy, etc., all of that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to say some quick thank yous, and then we must dash.
It went so fast. I'm like, my gosh.
Yeah, it goes so quick. Thank you, Susanna. Thank you, Teresa. Thank you, Leslie. Thank you, Bailey. Thank you, Harriet. Much appreciated. The time went so quickly. Again, apologies for the delay, but for some reason, StreamYard did not work. We had to reconfigure, but we always bring you a show. The show must go on. Thank you, ladies, for your great readings and interpretations and sharing your talents and gifts and skills. I think that was very interesting tonight. And my goodness, the bard on the MAGA base. Wow.
You can't make it up, and we can't, you know, there's no way of us ever fixing that, you know, like maneuvering it to say what we want to say.
Wow, it's extraordinary. So we will leave it there. Thank you so much, folks. Next week we will be back. I can't remember if we're a 4 or a 5. Oh no, actually we're a 4. Oh, here, look. You see, look, I'm so old school. Look, I had to create a physical spreadsheet. So next week, ladies, so it is Ganga, it is Sheila, it is myself, and we are going to be joined by Susan Lin.
Oh, yeah? I met her.
Yeah, we're going to be joined by Susan Lin next week. So we will see you next week, folks. Thank you so much for all the love and the support. We're going to leave it there. Bye-bye for now. Mwah! Big love. Yeah. All right. Bye-bye.